Hey pterodactyls, it's your resident Homosaurus here, and welcome to my podcast, A Homosaurus in a Book. On today's episode, I'm going to be reading chapter 14 of The Loyal Pin. Now, before I get into the synopsis of the last episode and the chapters I read, I just want to let everyone know I'm going to start posting one chapter episodes just because it is a lot easier to edit a shorter podcast, and it allows me time to edit videos for my YouTube channel as well as my Patreon. So keeping the podcast a bit shorter just gives me more time to do other content that I'm providing for you guys and not just solely focusing on my podcast. So this is going to be the first time since the beginning of me doing a one chapter an episode podcast. So I hope you guys aren't too upset by that, but I just want to see how it goes and how much more I can kind of get out to you guys by doing a shorter podcast. So I just thought I'd let you all know that this is why this episode is a little bit shorter than the previous few episodes that I posted. But yeah, I'm really excited for this chapter because we finally have Princess Anilapat back at the palace. She's back home, and we got our little reunion between Lady Pin and the princess, which kind of went in a direction I didn't expect. I didn't expect Lady Pin to kind of, tell the princess that she doesn't recognize her. She's kind of awkward around her. She doesn't know how to interact with her when we all know she's been, sleeping with her scarves under her pillow. I believe it was her scarf. And she has kept, little memorabilias of the princess in her room. And, it's interesting that when the princess finally came back, she didn't know how to react and didn't know how to interact with her, and then got real jealous when the reunion between the princess and Prek happened. So that was something to see, wasn't it? Our Lady Pin being a little jealous, and then we got the princess's famous last words, which every chapter ends with the princess giving us a one-liner that just melts my heart. But we had her tell Lady Pin that what she felt for Prek, missing her, what she felt for her was not even close to what she felt being away from Lady Pin. Now, if Princess Anilapat isn't a smooth talker, I don't know who is, because this girl she just knows how to talk to Lady Pin and make her feel all the things. Or is it just me? I don't know. Is it because I'm imagining Becky saying these lines? Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited to see kind of Lady Pin's reaction to what the princess said. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm really excited to read this next chapter. So can you blame me though? We had 2 or 3 chapters of the princess and the lady being separated. My heart can only take so much separation of these characters, okay? So I am living now that they're back together, and I'm excited to see just kind of what shenanigans they get up to within the few months that the princess is back on her break and for her brother's wedding. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into chapter 14. Oh, but before we do, I just want to let everyone know that if you can, please go support the author Monma by purchasing their book, The Loyal Pin. I purchased the book on Amazon for Kindle, but I know that you can also purchase it on the MEB app. And as I said before, if there's any other avenues of purchasing that come up, I will let you all know. But yeah, if you can, please go purchase their book, and we gotta support those queer content creators out there. Awesome. Now, with that being said, let's jump right into chapter 14, Investigate. I feel more than that. A soft, pleasant voice echoed in Pilantita's ears as if the wind blew between the gorges of the sheer cliffs. and her hands were still held gently as they caressed Princess Anil's cheeks. Her instinct quickly withdrew her hand from Princess Anil's hold, yet her heart still yearned for the tender contact now emanating from the person before her. And her body appeared more responsive to the heart's desires than to the directives of her mind. Pilantita's delicate hands were also restrained from showing slight affection towards someone. How much? Lady Pin moved closer to Princess Anil, so close they can almost hear each other's breathing. She asked in a serious tone, gazing up her brown eyes and making contact with the dark eyes that had been staring at her for a while. You said you miss me more. How much more? Okay, Miss Lady Pilantita. I see you, girl. I see you. These two, I don't think I'm ready for the flirting. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's do this. Only then, everything went silent for a long time. Princess Anil swallowed her saliva difficulty before saying in a distant voice, "So much that I do not know how to define it. ... All I am aware of is the days and nights of anticipating your letters pass so slowly, gradually wearing away at my sanity until I felt utterly adrift. Every time I read your missive, no matter how brief or uncomplicated the content, it felt like my heart was rekindled with joy and optimism, only to dwindle once more as I counted the days until the next one arrived. This has been the pattern throughout my entire 5 years there." The princess is something else. She has a way with words. She has a way of making someone feel like they're the only person in the world. How Lady Pin is still standing at this point, I don't know. I'd be on the floor. I'd be like, oh man. The flirting is, I'm not ready for this TV series. Oh no. Okay. Sorry. That got me. Anyways, back to the story. ... Just understand that I yearned too ardently for solace, relying solely on the letters from you. I longed both to see you in person and hear your voice, and I was intensely curious about how you had grown. However, since I couldn't do anything about it, every night before bed, I could only rely on my imagination to paint a mental picture of you. ... Just understand that I was in pain and deeply saddened that I couldn't be present for every significant moment in your life, from your high school graduation, the joy of being admitted to the Faculty of Arts, to last year's birthday celebration with friends at a restaurant near the university. I missed out on all of your important days. Anil, please do not be upset. While Pilantita was well aware that she couldn't resolve every issue that troubled Princess Anilapat, she couldn't resist offering comfort to the person before her. In fact, Anil is with me at every moment. ... I mean, when you're sleeping and have her property under your pillow, to, sleep closer to her, or her picture frame on your bedside table, or all her letters tucked into a drawer, or, all. we know, Lady Pin, that Anil is with you every moment. You literally cannot go an hour without thinking of her. These two are just too much. I love them. Anyways, back to these two love-struck fools. In fact, Anil is with me at every moment. ... As I often tell you in my letters. Unconsciously, Pilantita found herself gently caressing the area beneath Princess Anil's eyes with her remaining hand, as if she were trying to dispel a weariness that clung to the dark eyes. There is not a single minute that goes by I do not think about you. Then you should probably understand me better than anyone, Kunpin. This time, it was Princess Anil who moved her body closer to Pilantita. She took a hold of Lady Pin's hands, placing them in her own lap, all the while gazing deeply into her eyes. I just ask myself if I have to think of someone all the time, ... while I was awake and asleep, ... With all of this, can it still be called just merely missing someone? No, it's called being in love. Just so you know. It's called being in love with somebody. Oh, these two. After speaking softly, Princess Anil tenderly embraced Pilantita's delicate form, as if she feared that Lady Pin might crumble before her. A comforting warmth coursed through her body and into Lady Pin's heart. Instead of pushing her away, Lady Pin nestled her face into the embrace, remaining there for an extended period. Strangely, Princess Anil's enticing scent seemed to have the opposite effect, soothing their emotions. Enticing scent, huh? Interesting, Lady Pin. Interesting. That's all I'm gonna say. Strangely, Princess Anil's enticing scent seemed to have the opposite effect, soothing their emotions, forced her heart to stop beating in some way, and aroused them to dance faster sometimes. However, what nearly shattered Pilantita's mind were the soft whispers in her ear at that moment. But for me, ... It's more than missing. It's a desire. Oh no. Sorry. Let's do that again. Okay. Princess Anil needs a chill. Anyways. But for me, ... It's more than missing. It's a desire. ... Not wanting to push away, Pilantita chose to do so, promptly withdrawing herself upon hearing Princess Anilapet's words. A heart-pounding statement makes Pilantita know the answer to the same question as Princess Anil that she kept asking herself for many years. So all the time it's not just missing, but it's desire instead. Anil, You don't need to say anything. I don't seek any answers from you. I've simply responded to your query about what it's like to experience more than just missing someone. Princess Anil's face, as exquisite as a painting, suddenly clouded with sadness, causing her to avert her gaze. Although a convincing smile had once graced Princess Anil's countenance, Pilantita's sense of guilt for breaking away from her longing embrace still hung in the atmosphere. Whew, dang. Princess Anil is in love. Like, she is in deep. I mean, of course, right? She literally built a palace for her and the lady to live in together. I mean, we've been known that the princess is, really, 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 really in love with Lady Pin. But this is just, wow. This is next level. This girl is, ooh, she's down bad. Ooh, she's down bad. Okay. Oh no, and I know Lady Pin feels the same way, but like, I don't know if she's gonna try to hide it more, because clearly Princess Anil's in it for the long haul, and she's in it. She's very vocal about it, but I'm still a little nervous about how Lady Pin is going to come around to this, because she seems to be, she feels it, but she's kind of pushing it away. So this is interesting. Anyways, let's get back into it and see what happens. See if any more love confessions happen. Let's take a look at your souvenir. Princess Anilapat changed the topic by reaching for a box of perfume from her suitcase and handing it to Lady Pin. I like this smell. Not sure if you would like it or not. Princess Anilapat omitted the words, because I have never encountered a scent as delightful as your aroma. Come on. Just in her own contemplation, avoiding witnessing Pilantita's awkward demeanor as she had a moment ago. I will try it out later. Pilantita also pondered to herself. Who did you smell this scent from? You seem to like this scent a lot. In her own thoughts as well. Girl. Girl, come on. Oh man. These two are hopeless. Another souvenir for you is a sketchbook. Sketchbook? Pilantita, taking a compact sketchbook from Princess Anilapat's hand curiously. A sketchbook that embodies my response to what goes beyond mere longing. Princess Anil's somber, sparkling eyes stand in contrast to her smile, which reveals dimples on her cheeks. I longed for you so intensely that I find myself sketching you from my imagination every night before bedtime. ... Pilantita flipped through the pages of a sketchbook, each one adorned with beautiful pencil lines, and her eyes displayed a sense of puzzlement from the first page to the last. Those pages are filled with sketches of her in her youth in various postures. This book exclusively featured her sketches, without any mixing or inclusion of others, not even Princess Anil herself. Why do you wear such a frown? Do you not like it? I like it, but Seeing Lady Pilantita with her head down, Princess Anilapat comforted the girl in front of her with a very soft voice. The book is full. Therefore, I only want to return the owner of the image. Kunpin, please don't dwell on anything else. Page break. Listen. there is no excuse that I can make up for the princess anymore. Like she's courting Lady Pin. Like, she is doing everything she can to reel Lady Pin in, to get her to view her in a romantic light. This girl is obsessed. She is obsessed with Lady Pin. Wow. Oh man. I wonder how long it's going to take Lady Pin to finally cave to the princess's advances. Because we know she feels things. So, I wonder if it's going to happen in this chapter. Probably not. That's wishful thinking. But anyways, let's get back into it. It seemed the important task that Auntie Pad asked Lady Pin to take care of Princess Anilapat's well-being turns out to be only preparing breakfast and evening snacks for the princess in the palace. For lunch and dinner, she will join her father and mother at the front palace. Other than that time, Princess Alyssa planned for her youngest daughter to accompany her to visit her senior relatives, according to etiquette and customs that should be done because Princess Anil had just returned to Thailand after having been living abroad for a long time. Although Princess Anilapat's words had left Lady Pilantita's mind in such turmoil that she could barely sleep for even a moment that night, Lady Pin rose early the next morning to set the table for Princess Anilapat's first breakfast in the Pine Palace, now that it was complete. But the result of Lady Pin's perseverance was much slower than she had expected. "You eat too little. You do not like it?" Lady Pin glanced at the breakfast plate that consisted of toast, fried bacon, fried eggs, fried beef sausages, grilled tomatoes, and grilled mushrooms with baked beans in a tomato sauce that she asked Mei Chen, the chef of Prince Anand's Horadi Palace, to prepare. Lady Pin trusts Mei Chen that she is more skilled in Western food than anyone else, because Prince Anand prefers Western food rather than spicy Thai food. Therefore, seeing the sumptuous breakfast on Princess Anil's plate is depleted by half, Lady Pin, who had breakfast with her, could not help but be anxious. "Or does it not taste like what you have eaten there?" Pilantita asked, looking at Princess Anil, who had gathered a knife and fork before lifting the orange juice to take a sip with big eyes full of concern. "The taste is fine, but I am tired of Western food, Kun Pin." Yeah, she's longing for her Thai food. You know? And I mean food. Like the food you eat on a plate in a kitchen. That kind of Thai food. I'm not talking about, like, you know, Lady Pin as like a Thai food. I mean, even though, like, you know, it's, I'm sure that's something that you know, Princess Anil would probably say. I'm blaming it on my mind being in a Princess Anil's mind space. You can't blame that on me. This is Princess Anil's influence on me, okay? Okay, I'm glad we got that covered. Anyways, back to the story. Okay. Princess Anil simply said that, then lifted the cloth to the corner of her lips with a slow mannerism, as a person of no hurry. Over the past few days, Lady Pin had come to realize more than anyone that Princess Anilapat's movement in her 20th year excluded grace and elegance, particularly when accompanied by the constant, gentle smile that adorned her face. Pilantita could not deny that she could sit and watch Princess Anilapat all day, all night, without any distraction. "Then what do you like to eat? I will prepare it for you." "I want porridge mixed with meat, on top with lots of fried garlic and coriander." Coriander? I've never heard of that before in my life. What is a coriander? Cilantro. Okay, sorry, I had to just, like, look that up real quick because I was very confused. It's cilantro. Okay. Makes sense now. I don't even know if I pronounced that correctly, so I apologize. But anyways, back to the story. I was just very confused, and I wanted to make sure I knew what that was. Back to the story. Princess Anilapat's expression, as she spoke with a vacant gaze while swallowing her saliva due to hunger, almost prompted Lady Pilantita to rush into the kitchen and prepare rice porridge immediately. However, she reminded herself to always maintain the manners instilled in her by her aunt. Then I will ask Pekoe to prepare porridge for you. Tomorrow will be fine. I already have an appointment with my mother late this morning. Do you like porridge with pork, chicken, fish, or shrimp? Shrimp. What is your favorite snack for the evening? I shall prepare it. Pilantita's big brown eyes were staring at Princess Anil's dark eyes, screwing for an answer. Savory dumplings with fish fillings. Steamed or fried? Lady Pilantita didn't want to repeat the same mistake twice. For her, the pain of preparing food and then seeing Princess Anilapat only eat half of it was as heartbreaking as a mother whose child refused to eat. Oh, she just wants to take care of the princess, and she feels like she's failing at it. Oh, these two are too precious. I absolutely adore how they show their affection for each other just in different ways. Like, we're seeing that the princess is very outspoken and vocal with her affections, while we're starting to see that Lady Pin is more subtle and more actions speak louder than words kind of a girl who shows her affections. So I'm actually loving the dynamic between them and how each of them truly care for each other, but they're showing it in different ways, and I like that contrast that we get to see in this. This is really nice. It's just these little things where she really wants to get the perfect meal for her made because she just wants to feed her girl and make sure she enjoys what she eats. So I'm really loving this. Anyways, sorry, back to the story. Steamed or fried? Lady Pilantita didn't want to repeat the same mistake twice. For her, the pain of preparing food and then seeing Princess Anilapat only eat half of it was as heartbreaking as a mother whose child refused to eat. Steamed. Lady Pilantita promptly went to prepare with a strong sense of determination. Princess Anilapat watched until her graceful figure disappeared, and then she kindly instructed Prek, who was sitting neatly beside her legs. Wait, Prek was on the ground? Prek was this whole time... I'm sorry, I'm weak. This whole time, Prek has been there, sitting at the princess's feet. I am weak. What? I was not expecting that. I'm sorry. I'm just... Oh no, Prek. She was silent as a mouse too. Didn't even make a peep. My girl's just sitting there. Oh no. That is hilarious. That was comedy right there. I didn't even realize. Oh man. Prek, come up and eat. Lady Pin has gone. You want to eat it, don't you? Can I, my lady? Asked Prek, raising her head, looking in the direction of Pilantita, who walked away with distress. It is odd that she distresses Lady Pilantita's majesty more than Princess Anil's title. Of course, if it doesn't bother you that I've already had a meal. Princess Anilapat replied with a laugh. Then I'll eat it, my princess. Please enjoy, Kun Prek. Princess Anil waved her hand, inviting Prek to sit down in the chair next to her. She also moved a large plate towards the front of the important visitor, before changing a new set of knives and forks for her with a look of pampering. If you're not full, there's more to fill, Princess Anil ordered casually, but Prek was aware of it. What do you want to know about? Prek said, using a fork to poke a well-colored fried beef sausage and give a big bite. You are as smart as who? Princess Anil grinned slyly. As smart as you, of course, Prek replied proudly. Then tell me about it. Who are those dogs in the manger? What? Then tell me about it. Who are those dogs in a manger? How do they react? After her overlord had said, Prek poked a fork into the center of the half-cooked egg yolk, which Princess Anil barely touched, and smeared on the plate, while making a sullen, blunt face as if she was about to go into battle with someone. So many of them, my princess. One is a close friend who I glanced at, and I know that he is head over heels in love with Lady Pin. Oh, that's what she was talking. I was like, dogs in a manger. What are you talking about, dogs in a manger? Princess Anil wants to scoop on all the men who are barking after her girl. That funny analogy. I like that. But I didn't get it until now. This is absolutely hilarious that the princess comes back and the second conversation she has with Prek, the first being in the bedroom last chapter, and then this one at them in the kitchen, and Pilantita's gone, and the second conversation they have is, update me. I need to know all the details on all these dogs who are barking around my no, I was gonna say my property, but that sounds bad. Like, Lady Pin's not her property, but you kind of get what I mean. Like, the dog's barking around her person. It's kind of, I adore this. This is actually really funny. And I love how Prek is just so, like, in on it too, and with it, she's just like, yeah, let me tell you all about these guys. Like, even Prek seems like she's rooting for the princess and kind of disgusted with all the men who she's seen trying to get close to Lady Pin. Oh, I love these two. I love their little scheming together. Oh man, I'm adoring this. I really, really, really adore Princess Anil and Prek's relationship. I can't wait to see it play out in the TV show. Oh man, this is too good. Okay, now that I know what they're talking about the men. Let's take it back and let's get back into it now that I know what's going on. I'll take it back to the dogs in the manger. Okay, let's go. Then tell me about it. Who are those dogs in a manger? How do they react? After her overlord had said, Prek poked a fork into the center of the half-cooked egg yolk, which Princess Anil barely touched, and smeared on the plate while making a sullen, blunt face, as if she was about to go into battle with someone. So many of them, my princess. One is a close friend who I glanced at and know that he is head over heels in love with Lady Pin. Kundanit. Another one is a little magnet who is a close friend's brother like Kun Kawin, who always waits to pick up and deliver Lady Pin, but he does not dare to come and greet Princess Panmika even once. Is that so? Princess Anil's beautiful dark painting-like brow suddenly frowned with irritation. Or the numerous, unidentified friends at the university. I know, because I listened to the conversations of Kun Sini and her best friend Kun Chada when they were sitting on a bench reading under the Chayaprak tree. Lady Pin is so hot. Princess Anil muttered to herself. Oh, Lady Pin, darn you for being so hot. You attract all these guys like flies to honey, like a magnet. Lady Pin is so hot. I mean, I'm not saying Freen is the hottest, okay? But I mean, I'm just saying. I see how that would be an issue. I see how that would be rough for you, princess. I see. Gotta get your stick ready. Bat these boys away with it. Oh man, these two. Okay, sorry. Let's get back into it. Lady Pin is so hot, Princess Anilapat muttered to herself. So hot. Does that mean charming, my princess? Prek used a fork to sweep up the baked beans with tomato sauce and chewed with a full mouth before asking in a loud voice. That is right. You are so smart. I have been thinking of the Thai word for a long time, but I cannot figure it out. My quick-witted thought is undeniable, my princess. But you have omitted someone's name. Her sharp, dark eyes narrowed subtly. The person who you called is my number one enemy. Oh, Kun Kwa, my princess? She asked, wiping the sauce clean on the plate with toast and throwing it into her mouth, chewing as if she imitates the Western mannerisms. You are referring to Lord Kwe Kiet, Kan Kwe, Prince Anand's close associate, who is the son of Prince Kubkiet, the close friend of Princess Padmika? Prek jerked a smile at the corner of her mouth that was now stained with the fried egg yolk stains. That one. This guy has caused me insomnia for many days. It was at this time that Princess Anil had already realized the perfect, advantageous qualities of Lord Kwakiet. She cannot help but be anxious. Poor Princess Anil. I was not expecting her to be this, like, blatant with her feelings, and, like, everybody, like, she's clearly saying she doesn't want the lady to have suitors, and that these suitors are causing her stress. So I just was not expecting her to be this outspoken about it. Kun Kwa has a strong connection. He's outstanding at being able to come in at any time, with lots of excuses to approach Lady Pin. Having noble ancestry, good-looking, tall, thin, and graceful. He also speaks every word politely. A flirtatious look in his eye, wise to speak, wise to converse. Prek keeps on talking without breathing because she has finished all the food on the plate and has nothing to pay attention to. Whose side are you on, Prek? Princess Anil's face instantly became as still as a sculpture, beautiful, yet cold and untouchable. Of course yours, my princess. Prek bowed her head in a hurry until her forehead slammed against the table with a loud bang. She needs to rub her forehead for a while. Then answer me. Which rank is higher between a lord and a princess? Of course a princess. Then can you say that Kun Kwe is higher than me or not? Not at all, my princess. The next question. Between Kun Kwe and me, who is more attractive? Oh, princess, chill yourself. Your jealousy is showing. I'm weak. I'm a princess. I'm more attractive. I'm better suited for Lady Pin than him. Oh my god, this is hilarious. I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving this. The next question, between Kun Kwe and me, who is more attractive? It's definitely you, Princess Anil. And since I was born, I had never seen anyone more attractive than you. You were so attractive when you were young. Currently, you are much more attractive than before. Kun Kwe cannot beat you on that. Really? Princess Anilapat squinted sharply towards Prek. It is more true than it really is. Then don't question Kun Kwa's attractiveness in front of me again. Princess Anil squinted at the corner of her mouth, which only Prek knows what such a smile meant. Noted, my lady. That's it? Is there anyone else, Prek? There isn't any more, my princess. More importantly, Lady Pin has not laid eyes on anyone. Prex smiled with confidence in her eyes. That's good. Princess Anilapat's expression took on a hint of arrogance. Despite her annoyance with Prex's story, she realized the importance of being well informed. Delayed knowledge could potentially lead to complicated situations down the line. I have something important to ask you, my princess. Please say so. Princess Anilapat's beautiful slender brows once again huddled in anticipation of a question that seemed to be filled with the sternness of her close servant. My princess said if I am not full, can I have more? ... Where can I have more? Frag. Oh man. Page break. Oh, this book is too much. I adore this book. Oh my gosh, it has such a special place in my heart. I love it. The characters are so funny. Especially Prek. 100% hands down, Prek is still my favorite character, by the way. Just so everybody knows. I know I say this like every episode, but just so everybody knows, Prek is still probably my favorite character. Anyways. The light in the hallway of the Pine Palace were soft yellow. Princess Anil was already seated on a single smoke-gray sofa next to the balcony window when Pilantita carried a plate of snacks into the offer. On the plate, decorated with steamed savory dumplings with fish filling, which was only by a glimpse you can only know how much the maker folded the ridge with care. Sided with fresh chili and lettuce, it looks very appetizing. Princess Anil opens her hand to invite Lady Pin to sit down on the opposite chair, separated by a small table. Lady Pin cast an indifferent gaze at Princess Anil, who was dressed casually in Western attire, her eyes filled with astonishment. Princess Anil wore a light blue collared shirt with sleeves rolled up to her elbows, paired with cream-colored shorts that reached above her knees. Her pale skin appeared remarkably smooth and luminous, almost blinding to the eye. Sitting with her legs crossed elegantly, Princess Anil's unexpected and dazzling beauty left Lady Pin momentarily speechless, prompting her to discreetly shift her gaze elsewhere, unable to fully comprehend the stunning sight before her. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda, listen. Okay? Oh man, a blue-collared shirt with the sleeves rolled up and just in the khaki shorts, and I need to see this outfit on Becky ASAP. I need to see it, and Lady Pin is so gay. She is so gay. She can't stop gazing at the princess. She is just down bad. Oh my god, these two. I'm not ready. They are some... I'm never ready for their scenes. They're just... It's so frustrating because they love each other so much, and they clearly both want, like, you know, have feelings for each other, but nothing's happening. They can't. I mean, to be fair, Lady Pin keeps pulling away, so not without the princess trying. The princess is trying, but Lady Pin's still a little, like, reserved. And most likely that's because that's how she's brought up, and, you know, she's a little, you know, she's a little in the closet, but it's okay. We might get somewhere. The princess just got to keep at it, you know. She's slowly breaking her down. She's gonna get her to finally accept her feelings by just being the princess, you know, just being Princess Anil, just by being herself. But I like that how Lady Pin had to, like, look away, or else she'll be unable to think with the stunning beauty of the princess. That is textbook lesbianism there, when you literally cannot look at a woman because she's just too stunningly beautiful, and you'd be like mush. Your brain would be mush if you keep looking at her. That is textbook lesbianism right there. That is the textbook. She is a textbook lesbian, everyone. She is a textbook lesbian. Anyways, back to the story. These savory dumplings look tasty. Did you really need to make them by yourself? How would you know that if I made it? She slowly sighs before asking, as her eyes kept her eyes focused on the outside of the window, pursing her lips so tightly that she was almost bruised. Such beautiful folds like this, if it was not Auntie Pad, then only you could do it, Princess Anil said with a smile. The sparkling radiance in her eyes outshone even the stars on the moonlit night, at least in Pilantita's eyes. You always exaggerate, she said, but Lady Pin could not help but smile satisfactorily when the compliment from someone which she herself has never neglected, even the slightest body movement of Princess Anil. Truth as certain as death, or will you deny that you didn't prepare this dish? This time, the charming dimples on Princess Anil's cheek became even more prominent, and Lady Pilantita chose not to respond, fearing she might lose the argument. It may be Picoy or me, but no matter who made this, you must eat all these dumplings tonight, otherwise I will be disappointed. Lady Pin's big round brown eyes were pleading with no pretense. This morning, will Princess Anil know the disappointment and sorrow that Lady Pin's breakfast had been so neglected? Did she know that her simple talk was followed by enormous preparations from the time the line dragged on until evening? Enormous enough to make Pilantita even had to go to the market to select the ingredients herself. And when she does not trust even the skill of Picoy, the cook who has taught her to cook almost her whole life, Lady Pin had to do it herself almost every step. Both the process of preparing the dough, stir-fried fillings full of ingredients, and complicated process, even making the dough, required both years of practice and composure. Pilantita not only prepared the dish meticulously, but also applied all the culinary knowledge she had acquired since her youth to perfect it. Your cooking is absolutely delicious, just the way I like it. No matter how tired it is, Lady Pin was completely relieved just hearing Princess Anil's simple words. If you like it, please eat it a lot. Yes, Princess Anil had just spoken, and continued to read the textbook in a focused manner until Pilantita began to smirk. You say you like it, but you do not seem to eat at all. Lady Pin's chestnut-shaped lips were skewed unintentionally. If you want me to eat it, then feed me. My hands are not free. I have to flip the textbook. Princess Anil smiled cunningly. Such dignity, Anil. Pilantita heard the words and could not help but raise her turbid eyes to Nilipat's eyes. It is not about dignity, Princess Anil said, looking at the letters in the book as if there was nothing more interesting. It is because I'm stuck reading a textbook. I've made it myself since yesterday evening. If you disregard it, I might get upset. Lady Pin's voice quivered as she acknowledged her own unease compared to Princess Anil's composed demeanor. So you made it, not Picoy. This is the first time that Lady Pin really hated Princess Anil's smile and had to accept the words in defeat. If I feed you, you will eat it, won't you? I will, Princess Anil said, pleasantly laughing. Then I will feed you. Lady Pilantita's face looked irritated. At this moment, instead of feeling remorse, Princess Anilopat eagerly opened her mouth wide, giving Lady Pin a sultry look that made her consider pinching Princess Anil's hand until it turned green, just to make her feel the pain of remembrance. I can't with these two. Princess Anil is so cunning. She is so cunning. She is pulling out all the tricks in her repertoire to get the lady to fall for her, like getting her to feed her because her hands are busy, and she knew that Lady Pin made it for her and it wasn't the cook, so she, one, knew that Lady Pin made it, two, knew that Lady Pin would feel bad if she didn't eat it, and three, used the textbook as an excuse to get her to feed her because she knows that the Lady Pin wouldn't want her to not eat, and she wants her to eat her food that she made her. So one way or another, she was going to make sure that the princess ate the food. So she took advantage of that and was like, just feed me. And now the Lady Pin fell right into that trap. Oh my god, these two, I can't. But man, Princess Anil is pulling out all the stops. She is doing everything she can, and I'm living for this. I'm living to see what she does next to get the lady to fall for her. I love this. At this moment, instead of feeling remorse, Princess Anilopat eagerly opened her mouth wide, giving Lady Pin a sultry look that made her consider pinching Princess Anil's hand until it turned green, just to make her feel the pain of remembrance. Though she wanted to win, she then fed her dumplings to Princess Anil to eat undisputed. These savory dumplings with fish fillings are so sweet. Princess Anilopat, who had never experienced sorrow like others, mumbled with a half-joking tone, causing Lady Pin to turn her head away involuntarily once more, and the incident went on. Princess Anilopat, who remained engrossed in her textbook, continued to snack leisurely. As soon as her mouth was empty, it was promptly filled with the next dumpling, as the snack maker wished for nothing more than to see her enjoy every bite. What are you staring at? Princess Anil suddenly asked when she saw Lady Pin turn away every time she fed her dumplings. Why is your face so red? Dot, dot, dot. Pilantita flinched as she heard the words she intended to avoid until her dumplings were finished. If you do not answer, I will not eat the remaining 2 dumplings. Princess Anil smiled when she knew fully well Lady Pin's weakness. Your shirt collar. Dot, dot, dot. Princess Anil's brows curiously raised. It's too deep. It's too deep. It's too deep. Lady Pin slipped out. Is that so? Princess Anil raised a smile like a vantage. Yes, Lady Pin answered, but kept her head low. Seeing that, Princess Anil could only smile widely. Before buttoning down the next 2... Oh no. Before buttoning down the next button to show off her beautiful collarbone that could be challenged to hold one's breath. Anil, I said it was too deep. Why did you unbutton more? Pilantita's face blushed up. Even though her heart was pounding, she could not help but glance at the imaginative, soft collarbones that she could not resist. Too deep, Princess Anil grinned, looking down at the book indifferently. One... dot, dot. Once I unbuttoned another button, The previous... Once I unbuttoned another button. The previous one was considered not that deep. Girl! It's the end of chapter 14. Girl! The princess plays too much. I'm weak. She unbuttons. She sees that Lady Pin is struggling. She is struggling. She is trying to hold in the gazing. She is trying to be respectful. She's getting a little flustered. She's feeding the princess. Okay, that's one thing. You're already close. You're feeding somebody, and then the cleavage is just there, and then Miss Ma'am is just unbuttoning more so that she can be like, the last one wasn't that deep, now was it? When this one's unbuttoned, I'm weak. I'm weak. Oh no. Because why can I picture Becky's little smirk when she does, oh no, and then Freen's blushing, oh no. I'm loving this book. This book is so good. I don't know if it's just because I'm like a real big fangirl with anything Freen and Becky related, and I know that they're going to be in this, but even then, like, if they wouldn't have been in this and I was reading this, I just love how the dynamic between the princess and the ladies playing out, and just how flirty the princess is. I'm not gonna lie. I would be on the floor. Not only feeding the person, but then they're suddenly unbuttoning their blouse and making the cleavage more pronounced. No, I if my stuttering doesn't tell you how, why am I blushing just imagining? Okay, Tara, calm down. Listen. Princess Anil is a tease. She is a tease. She plays too much. Her main goal in life is to cause Lady Pin to gay panic and suddenly realize her feelings, and then they can live happily ever after together. But this is I'm living for these moments. And like I said before, we ended with, once I unbutton another button. The previous one was considered not that deep. Princess Anil always ends these chapters with the most she does the most to end these chapters with her little one-liners, always kind of somehow projecting her feelings in these one-liners, and kind of her flirtiness, and just anything to make the lady flustered. She always ends on a line to fluster her. So I'm loving these. I know at the end of every chapter I'm gonna get one of these, and I always know they're coming, and I'm not prepared because even I get a little flustered reading this. So anyways, that's it for chapter 14. Now, as I said at the beginning, I am going to be making these podcasts a little shorter just so I can have more time to edit other content, because editing a almost 2-hour long podcast takes a lot of time. So I'm going to be now sticking to one chapter an episode, so that way I just have more time to edit and kind of enable me to get more content out for you guys. So yeah, so that's gonna be the end of this episode. I'm really excited to see what happens in what situation they find themselves in that transitions from all this flirting and just beating around the bush to actually confessing romantic feelings for each other, and that first moment when they actually both, you know, have a romantic kind of scene together. Not necessarily like that kind of scene, just like a romantic atmosphere together. I'm kind of curious to see what leads up to that and how that comes about, because right now it's just a lot of flirting on the princess's side and a lot of subtle affection and repression on Lady Pin's side. So I am really curious to see how that continues. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Just as a reminder, I know that some people don't necessarily appreciate the commentary in between me reading the book, but as I've said before, that I promised the author that it wouldn't be an audiobook, that it would be a podcast style and there would be commentary, just so that people don't get like a free version of the book. So I did promise the author that this would be a more podcast commentary style reading of the book. So if you were looking forward to just an audio book of The Loyal Pin, this is definitely not the podcast for you, and I apologize, but that is how this podcast has been going, and it's gonna be how it continues until the end of this book. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there again for everybody who's listening. And yeah, I'm still working on the voices. I apologize. As I'm sure some of you know, I'm not an actor. I don't really do voices. I don't have a repertoire of different accents and voices to do, so I'm trying my best to make each character distinct. I know I'm failing a lot, but please bear with me. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to spice it up and not just read it all monotone-like. So I know it might be inconsistent. Sometimes the accents might change a bit. I apologize, but as I said, I'm doing my best. That's all we can do in life, isn't it? But yeah, I just want to end this podcast by saying, once again, if you guys can afford it, please go support the author Mon Ma by purchasing their book on Amazon for Kindle or the MEB app, The Loyal Pin, Volume 1. It is originally in Thai, but they do have the English version, which I am reading. So yeah, if you can support them, please do. They deserve all the support for this fun and entertaining and wonderful read. So yeah. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this podcast, and I hope to see you all next time. Stay safe, everyone.